And then last but not least, we also have our zebra shark. And our zebra shark's kind of tricky because when it's a young pup, it has stripes just like a zebra does. But as it grows, those stripes separate and they turn into little spots and it almost looks like leopard spots, but it's really a zebra shark. Here comes the zebra shark right now. That's the sand tiger directly over my head. We also have some close cousins to the sharks, and those are the stingrays. We have two different species on display. We have the southern stingray, which has a solid brown back. It's about 3.5 feet across, so they're very easy to find. That's the southern stingray. We also have the honeycomb whiptail ray, and just like its name, it has a honeycomb pattern on its back, and it has a real long whip tail. We also have Sweet Pea and Scooter. There are shark rays, and they should be swimming by here. Here comes Scooter right now. He's our male shark ray. He's about 5 feet long, weighs about 120 pounds. He's showing off to everybody. Look at that. We're very fortunate. There's less than a handful of shark rays displayed around the world, and the fact that we have two here for everybody to see, we're pretty fortunate for them. Hopefully Sweet Pea, his counterpart, will come swimming by here and show off a little bit too here for us in a second. We also have Denver, our loggerhead sea turtle. Denver's about 14.5 years old. He's over 3 feet long, and he weighs more than 200 pounds. So he's the big turtle in the tank when you're trying to identify who Denver is. Here he comes right now. He's going to take a nice close look at everybody. So that's Denver, our loggerhead sea turtle. A lot of people like to know how we feed the big sharks. Believe it or not, they're only fed once a week, and they eat 2% of their body weight. So a 200-pound shark eats 4 pounds of fish once a week. When it comes to feeding time, the aquarium biologist will take the food and put it on a long pole, and as the shark swims by the platform, they'll present the food in front of the shark, and that way they can monitor its intake. How about by a show of hands out there, how many people like to eat lobster?
Lobster.
If you like to eat lobster, then you want to dine with Sweet Pea and Scooter. They eat about 3 pounds of lobster a day. So they have a pretty healthy appetite and a pretty rich appetite. So there's no drawn butter, so you have to learn how to eat a plate. There's Sweet Pea right there. That's our female shark ray. Before I go into the question and answer period, there's 2 words I'd like to share with you, and that's educate and conservate. Unfortunately, due to pollution and overfishing, we're starting to destroy the shark and turtle population in the ocean world today. So what we're trying to do is educate people of this phenomenon, do what you can to educate others, and also participate in conservation programs. So hopefully we can stop polluting and stop overfishing the ocean world, we can get shark and turtle population back up to healthy levels. The sharks and the turtles play an important role in the ocean. We need to make sure that balance stays intact. So with that said, I'm going to go into the question and answer period. If you have any questions about anything on exhibit or about anything about diving, I will do my best to answer them. Thank you.
Does anyone have any questions for Divership? Is Sweet Pea grown?
At the guess right now, they don't know that much about shark rays, but they believe not. They're guessing she's probably in that 4 to 6 year range, just based on her size. Unfortunately, most shark rays are finned because they like to eat the fins as a delicacy over in the Pacific Rim. So people don't know that much about them, so we're very fortunate. This is going to be a very good learning opportunity for not only the aquarium, but for the rest of the world.
Any other questions? Right there, the yellow.
actually, the female turtle will come into the beach, and she actually digs a big hole and she lays a big nest egg of eggs. After they incubate for a while, then the turtles climb out of that nest and they head into the ocean. If you take a real close look at Denver's left flipper, you can see another turtle actually hit part of her flipper off as they were climbing out of the nest. Along with that, Denver was actually rescued as a hatchling. So when he was on his way out of the nest and on his way towards the ocean, he wasn't going to make it. So he actually was rescued and then brought into a nursery where they basically raised him as a young turtle.
Do you guys get scared when the sharks come near you?
They keep telling me those sharks aren't real, so. Now, it's a great question. It's a great topic. I could talk about it all day, so I'll try and make this as quick as possible, but the big word that I'd like to share is respect. As long as you respect the sharks and the other animals on exhibit, no different than a dog or a raccoon or anything else, and you don't make it feel threatened, it will respect you back. They're very curious animals. They like to swim very close to you and check you out, which gives you the opportunity to check them out. So, I've been doing this now for almost 9 years, and I'm so used to swimming in here with them that you almost don't even recognize they're here, even when they buzz by you pretty close.
Time for a couple more questions. Right there. Did the sharks ever try to eat you?
I like to say I've only been bitten twice. No, just teasing. No, it's
Because I've only been bitten.
again, I guess going back, maybe I'll start off with our safety protocol. Before I ever get into the tank, I make sure they've been fed. I always make sure I go with my safety diver, so that there's always an extra set of eyes watching what's going out. And then going back, as I said earlier, we treat each other with respect, and as long as we do that, we can kind of cohabitate in a very, very happy environment.
One more question. Over there.
Swimming right on top.
What is that fish on top of the sand tiger shark's head?
Those are called remoras, and they've been added to the tank just recently. And like any new creature, they like to hang on to the shark, they kind of clean, and they also will get little morsels as the shark eats. And not knowing when it's going to eat, they hang on to it all the time. And you'll see right now that the sharks aren't really happy about that because they're kind of pesky at this moment, and they're not used to them. So it's not uncommon to see the big sand tiger kind of shake and wiggle and try and shake that remora off of them. And when they do that, because they're kind of the big leaders of the pack here in the tank, it gets everybody else kind of a little more excited. So the activity in the tank, as you see them buzz by pretty quickly today, it's raised up a little bit than normal.
Well, if you guys do have any other questions, feel free to ask myself or Lindsay in the back of the theater or anybody else you see in these crazy colored fish shirts. You can all help me thank Diver Chip for a great show today.
Thank you very much. It's really good.